Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at the Grotmas calendar, Day 8, Adeptus Custodes. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Grotmas calendar, Day 8, Gifts of the Gold and Death. The Emperor provides with double dose of detachments today. We're joined by the Golden Gods of the Adeptus Custodes and the matte black acolytes of the official Assassinorum. Within the deepest engine vaults of the Imperial Palace reside the ancient and mighty vehicles of the Custodians. Oromite-clad combat walkers bristling with arcane weapons are roused from the stasis, ready to be unleashed upon the galaxy's battlefields in the Solar Spearhead Detachment. Venerable land raiders as old as the Imperium are awoken by a complex ritual and prepared for war. When battle dawns, these dread engines of destruction rumble towards a cowering foe, their guns emitting furious torrent of destruction. Those brave and foolish enough to stand before the armored spearhead are crushed beneath the tread of orruk battle tanks or smashed to a bloody pulp by a wrathful interred champions. Orruk armor provides new rules for these aggressive machine spirits based on how damaged their vehicles are. They also benefit from the Moritoi Ancient Detachment rule, where an Adeptus Custodes walker unit gains 2 inches of movement and add +1 to both advance and charge rolls. The Adamantian Talisman improves the attack strength damage characteristic of melee weapons of the bear by 1. With stratagems like Unstoppable, where an Adeptus Custodes vehicle or mounted unit can move horizontally through models and terrain features, there will be very little getting in the way of these powerful war engines. Alright, so let's take a look at the brand new Adeptus Custodes detachment, knowing that we've also got an Assassin detachment coming later today. Alright, and then keep in mind that in addition to this new detachment rule, we're also going to have either lethals or sustained hits on 6s in combat, the army rule in effect as well. So detachment rule, orruk armor. While an Adeptus Custodes vehicle unit from your army is at starting strength, unless that unit is an aircraft or is battle shocked, add 2 to the objective control characteristic of models in that unit. So +2 OC on all our vehicles. While an Adeptus Custodes vehicle unit from your army is below starting strength, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, you reroll hit roll of 1. So once it's below starting strength or it takes any damage at all, it will lose the +2 OC, and then it'll gain reroll hit rolls of 1. And that is combat or shooting. While an Adeptus Custodes vehicle unit from your army is below half strength, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, reroll hit rolls of 1 and reroll a wound roll of 1. So once your unit is below half strength, it will reroll hit rolls of 1 and reroll wound rolls of 1. So your first bonus is active until you take damage, the second bonus is active once you take damage instead, and then the third bonus will stack on top of the second bonus once you're below half strength. And then Moritoi Ancients, add 2 to the move characteristic of models and Adeptus Custodes walker units from your army and add 1 to the advance and charge rolls of such units. So all the walkers in this detachment are going to be +2 move and then +1 to advance and charge rolls. And then keywords, we have in the muster army step, you can select up to 2 Adeptus Custodes walker models from your army. The selected units gain the character keyword. So that means that we're going to pick 2 of our walkers and give them the character keyword, and that means we'll be able to give them enhancements and declare them as our warlord. So next we have enhancements, and keep in mind that we can essentially be putting some of these on dreadnoughts. Adamantian Talisman, 25 points. Adeptus Custodes model only, improve the attack strength and damage characteristic of melee weapons equipped by the bearer by 1. Okay, so that is pretty epic. That means that you can pick your favorite dreadnought, and they're going to have +1 attack, +1 strength, and +1 damage in melee. And then we have Augury Uplink, 25 points. Adeptus Custodes model only, the bearer has a Feel No Pain 5-up ability. Okay, so again, on a dreadnought, 5-up Feel No Pain could be pretty freaking epic. And then we have Honored Fallen Aura, 15 points. Adeptus Custodes vehicle model only. While a friendly Adeptus Custodes infantry or Adeptus Custodes mounted unit is within 6 inches of the bear, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, you can reroll a hit roll of 1. Alright, so we have an aura ability that's going to move out 6 inches from your vehicle, and then all of your infantry and mounted units within 6 inches are going to reroll hit rolls of 1. And again, that is shooting or combat. Veterans of the Cataphracti, 10 points. Adeptus Custodes infantry or Adeptus Custodes mounted model only. In your movement phase, select one Adeptus Custodes vehicle or Custodes mounted unit within 6 inches of the bearer. Until the start of your next command phase, that unit is eligible to shoot in a turn in which it fell back. So you're only going to be able to put this on infantry or mounted model, and then obviously it has to be a character. And then in your movement phase, which means you'll be able to move before you do this, you're going to activate your ability on one vehicle or mounted unit within 6 inches of the bearer, and then immediately you'll be able to fall back and then shoot. So definitely some pretty nice enhancements right here, and it's not like these are just affecting vehicles. You're going to be getting a bunch of different bonuses and synergies. Now a quick word from today's sponsor, CMO Games. CMO Games carries a full range of Games Workshop products including miniatures, paint, terrain, tools, and more. They take pre-orders for most Games Workshop new releases as early as possible, usually 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. CMO Games offers 15% off of MSRP for most all Games Workshop products and offer fast free shipping to the continental United States on orders over $50. Most orders ship out within 24 hours. You know their customer service is top-notch as they've been selling games online for over 20 years. Use the affiliate link below and let them know that Warhammer Man sent you. So next we have our Stratagems, Flawless Construction, 1 command point. When your opponent's shooting phase or fight phase just after an enemy unit has selected its targets. Target 1 Adeptus Custodes vehicle unit from your army that was selected as a target of 1 or more attacking unit's attacks. Effect: until the end of the phase, each time an attack targets a model in your unit, if the strength characteristic of the attack is greater than the toughness characteristic of the attack, subtract 1 from the wound roll. So always a nice defensive strat, 1 command point. And if they were going to be wounding you on 2s, it's going to go to 3s. If they were going to be wounding you on 3s, it's going to go to 4s. Emperor's Vengeance, 1 command point. When fight phase, just after an enemy unit has selected its targets. Target 1 Adeptus Custodes unit from your army that was selected as a target of 1 or more of the unit's attacks. Effect: until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit is destroyed, if the model has not fought this phase, roll 1d6, adding 1 to the result if your unit has the walker keyword. On a 4-up, do not remove it from play. The destroyed model can fight after the attacking unit has finished making its attacks. When doing so, it is assumed to have 1 wound remaining, and it is then removed from play. Alright, so you can put this on any Adeptus Custodes unit. If it's a walker, it's going to fight on death on a 3-up. Otherwise, it's going to fight on a 4-up. If it is a vehicle, it's going to be fighting on its lowest profile as if it had 1 wound remaining. It's also a little bit risky on a vehicle because with a 2-up and then a 4-up invulnerable save, there's always a chance you spike your saves and don't die. So I'm not sure I love this actually on vehicles, but fighting on death with any custodian unit is going to be really strong. Next we have Unstoppable, 1 command point. Start of your movement phase. Target 1 Adeptus Custodes vehicle or Custodes mounted unit from your army. Effect: until the end of the phase, models in your unit move horizontally through models and terrain features. So again, an extremely powerful stratagem right here. I use this all the time on my Chaos Knights. In your movement phase, you'll be able to ignore intervening models and terrain as if they weren't there. So no more move blocking. Then we have Relentless Persecution, 1 command point. When your movement phase, just after an Adeptus Custodes vehicle from your army advances. Target that Adeptus Custodes vehicle. Effect: until the end of the turn, your unit is eligible to shoot in a turn in which it advanced. If your unit has the walker keyword, until the end of the turn, your unit is eligible to shoot and declare a charge in a turn in which it advanced. So 1 command point to make a vehicle eligible to shoot in a turn in which it advanced. Or if it's a walker, it can shoot and charge in the turn in which it advanced. So really going to upgrade your mobility with the additional movement and then also the advance and charge bonuses for the detachment. And then we have Wrathful Advance, 1 command point. When fight phase, just before an Adeptus Custodes unit from your army piles in. Target that Adeptus Custodes unit. Effect: until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes a pile-in move, it can move an additional D3 plus 3 instead of up to 3. So 1 command point. You do it right before you pile in, and then instead of piling in 3 inches, you're going to pile in a D3 plus 3, so 4 to 6 inches. But it is only pile-ins and not pile-in and consolidates, so it's on the weaker end of strats. And then we have Punishment Inescapable, 1 command point. When your shooting phase, target 1 Adeptus Custodes unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot this phase. Effect: until the end of the phase, ranged weapons equipped by models in your unit have the Ignores Cover ability. And until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes an attack, you can ignore any or all modifiers to attacker's ballistic skill characteristic and or any or all modifiers to the hit roll. So you can ignore negative ballistic skill modifiers or minuses to your hit roll from things like stealth. Alright, so definitely a very specific detachment focused on vehicles. Obviously the best vehicles for the Custodes are the grav tanks, and then also the walkers are extremely strong as well. Buffing those vehicles can definitely be extremely powerful. You're also still going to have some synergy with your other units and then also mounted units as well, so that's going to be your bikes. You have a passive buff that's available for your vehicles, and then also they're going to get progressively stronger as they take damage. You have the ability to turn some of your walkers into characters and then give them enhancements. Something like a Feel No Pain 5-up on a Telemann Dreadnought could definitely be oppressive. So this is a very thematic detachment. It's going to be very powerful if done in the right way. So you could potentially field an all-vehicle detachment. You could just focus specifically on things like dreadnoughts or grav tanks. And I think it really opens up the army to do something different. So let me know what you think of the new Solar Spearhead detachment for the Adeptus Custodes. Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. And as always, special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the channel. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on most Games Workshop products. And make sure to tell them that Warhammer Man sent you. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man. And we've still got Assassins coming later today, and then Imperial and Chaos Knights coming tomorrow. And I'm out of here.